dear learners! Welcome to Senior High Tech TV. I am Teacher Dala. Join me in another spectacular venture as we discover the world of oral communication. We are now on the second and final quarter of our subject, and I want to congratulate you for reaching this far. In the coming episodes, you will be crafting and delivering your own speech, so I do hope that you put your heart in learning the prerequisite lessons that are essential for you to become the excellent speaker or communicator you can be. Stay in your study posts and get yourself ready, for we are about to begin our discussion on communicative strategies. After watching this episode, you are expected to define communicative strategy, distinguish the various types of communicative strategy, and use acceptable, polite, and meaningful communicative strategies. Engaging in a conversation is bound by implicit rules. Strategies must be used to start and maintain a conversation. Communicative strategy is a plan or course of action that a communicator uses in order to help make the communication process successful. Examine this scenario. You went on a trip to Baguio with your friend, and you suddenly got lost along the way because you made a wrong turn. What would you do to get to your destination? Yes, you would definitely ask for directions. Here are 7 types of communicative strategies that we may adopt in order to achieve our purpose in communicating. Nomination is the opening or establishing of a topic in a conversation. You bumped into one of your classmates in elementary at the mall. You said, "Oh hi, how are you?" Your science teacher asks, "What is biology?" While waiting for your next subject, you asked your friend, "Hey, have you watched the latest episode of Ang Probinsyano?" Simply greeting or asking a question would begin a conversation, and we call it nomination. Restriction is limiting what the participants can contribute to the conversation or discussion. From its root word restrict, it is limiting the listener's response to what you expect as the speaker. In your online class, the teacher instructs. In this activity, you are going to identify whether the statements are fact or bluff. In here, your response will be limited to answering fact or bluff as mentioned by your teacher. You were asked what number would be obtained when you divide 10 by 5 in your math class. Your response here will be limited to a number. In restriction, listeners are expected of a definite response as set by the speaker. Turn-taking refers to the process in which a participant stops speaking and yields the floor to another participant so that he or she can speak. You are brainstorming about your research project. That proposal sounds interesting. What do you think? In your virtual meeting, you clicked the Raise a Hand button, and when recognized, you asked, "Can I add something to the discussion?" Such examples signal that it's time for another participant to talk. Topic control occurs when the assigned speaker manipulates the discussion in order to maintain its flow without moving away from or changing the topic. By uttering, let us stick to this example first before moving to another. Or, let's talk about that later.
the communication would flow smoothly and be prevented from wandering away or drifting to another topic.
Topic shifting occurs when one intentionally or unintentionally changes the flow of ideas in a conversation.
In your family dinner, you were talking about your vacation plans when you overheard the news about the rising cases of COVID in the country. Your father says, "Speaking of COVID, I learned that one of the residents in our barangay tested positive," and then you started talking about it. Statements such as "by the way," "speaking of," or "in addition to" would introduce a new topic.
Remember that topic shifting is moving from one topic to another. Repair refers to the act of fixing the violations in a communication situation. It is how the speakers address the problems in speaking, listening, and comprehending that they may encounter in a conversation.
Some communication violations that may require repair are the following: grabbing the floor, overlapping, hugging the floor, being silent, and having trouble in speaking, hearing, or understanding. Grabbing the floor is when someone interrupts the conversation when it's not yet his or her turn to speak. If this happens, you may politely ask the participant to wait until he or she is given the chance to talk. Overlapping is when speakers talk simultaneously. In here, you may call their attention and ask them to speak one at a time. Hugging the floor is when the speaker talks continuously. You may request him or her to yield the floor to another speaker so everyone would be given equal chances to speak. Being silent is when no one wants to speak. In this scenario, you may ask the participants to share their ideas and contribute to the discussion. When someone is having trouble in speaking, hearing, or understanding, patiently request the speaker to repeat what he or she is saying so that you would be able to understand one another.
Bear in mind that in fixing violations in a conversation, you have to make use of polite and acceptable language. Termination is the act of ending a conversation.
Our close initiating expressions like "goodbye," "see you later," "it was nice seeing you," or "I had a wonderful time talking to you," end a conversation. Now that we have discussed the types of communicative strategy, let us have a warm-up activity. Identify the type of communicative strategy in each statement. Speaking of college, I heard you're taking up education. If your answer is topic shifting, you are correct. Excuse me, I think we should speak one at a time so we can clearly understand what we want to say about the issue. If your answer is repair, that is just fair. Go on with your ideas. I'll let you finish first before I say something. If your answer is turn-taking, it is the right thing. Have you heard the news about the new coronavirus strain? The answer is nomination. Do we have the same intuition? Let's talk again soon. I have to go. If your answer is termination, you are in the right direction. Alright, let's get back to the topic. If your answer is topic control, that is correct. They say that the Philippine government is getting better. Do you agree? What do you think is the answer for the last statement? Yes, that is restriction.
Well done, dear learners! By knowing these strategies, I know that you will become more confident to open up, maintain, and fix violations the next time you engage in a conversation. You are another step closer to becoming spectacular in the realm of communication. Keep pushing! Thank you for being with me in this episode. This has been your teacher Tala. Padayon!